Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Shem Abishai. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of all Israel on earth today. Salutations to all my fellow Akim who are out there doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To the confusion of face, Akim that are joined unto our ranks, and to the Akwathium and the hopeful elect. All right, who are listening and learning to you, I say shalom. Once again, all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Shem Abishai, by Hashem Rakah Kadash. It's your brother Malcolm coming back at you with another lesson. And this is a video that was put up by Brother Dana here in Chicago, who has yet to find his way down to the GMS camp. You know, it's powerful things coming, the things that come forth out of his mouth, because it's coming from someone with pale skin, and he does speak a lot of truth. But there's a lot of things that he doesn't know, or maybe he just doesn't want to talk about. But I do honestly and truly believe that this dude, whether he's set up or not, I believe that he is a confusion of face Israelite. And the reason I believe that is because he has too much compassion for Jacob, and the true Edomite spirit that I've seen since I've been in the truth has zero compassion for Jake at all. This guy spends his day with Jake's, with little young Jakes and teaching them and that whole sort of thing. And that's just not something that the average Edomite or any Edomite would do, for that matter, unless there was some sort of financial gain or something, But all that aside, is what he says in this particular video, which, by the way, happens to be 14 minutes and 42 seconds. So the first three numbers of it is 144. I just found that to be interesting. But it's called "White America, It's Your Harvest Time," and he's right. The curses of Jacob are starting to fall on the nation of Edom. All right. As a matter of fact, let's open with that. And let me get it, and then we'll let Dana say his piece. But let's find that real quick. I believe it's 30 and 7, Jeremiah. No, it's not 30 and 7. Is it not Jeremiah? It's maybe it's Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And it is. It's Deuteronomy 30 and 7. So, but I may read Jeremiah 30 and 7 anyway, because that's going to also soon come to pass. Actually, in all honesty, it's already started to a certain degree. It's in the beginning stages. I will say it's in the beginning stages. It just hasn't gone full blown yet, because there's been riots in different places where Jake lived, in different countries, and a lot of death, a lot of destruction. It just hasn't come to Babylon yet. So this is Deuteronomy 30 and 7, and it reads, "And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon all thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee." And we've been persecuted by Esau, Edom, who is the so-called white man. Okay? And that time, his time of persecuting us, is coming rapidly to an end. So let's let Dana speak.
And we must repay. And when we do not, the harvest of destruction in white America is going to increase. So,
and he's right. It's going to continually increase, both financially, in their wealth, in their health, in their children, with the drug and the opioid crisis, the methamphetamine, or what do they call it? The meth problem, the suicides, the low birth rates, them losing their women to brown men, not just Israelites, but even men of the other nations. This it's happening to them, and it's not just here in America. It's actually worldwide. The same thing is happening in Europe, and that's almost practically an American blackout on the genocide of Edomites, of so-called white people in South Africa at the hand of those Hamites down there. That's something that they're not even talking about.
to a point, I'm not looking for gun control because I know that the lack of gun control is only a part of what white America is going to get back from what they have sown. So these things and everything that Trump is also doing and building the wall is not only to keep people out, but the wall is going to lock them in.
Ooh, real quick, let me pause. This is Galatians 6 and 7, and it reads, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." And what's crazy is how, you know, these guns are being turned on white America now, with all these fabricated false shootings and things, but it's all orchestrated so that they can get gun control. But they're exercising on little to no gun control in the so-called Negro and Latino neighborhoods, you know, in Inglewood and in the back of the yards, because in Chicago, and I imagine that it happens in other places. There's been the same stories are told out in L.A. and Compton, you know, but they actually drop guns off into the neighborhood. And so what happens when a neighborhood is destitute of opportunity, and you know, but it's full of plenty of guns and full of drugs, they're gonna use those, man. And then they also use the music industry to help promote that, you know, and social media. And this is what the youth do. So they actually set up the destruction of Jake, and then they make fun of it and capitalize on it in other ways because it fills up their jails. And then they get free labor for these major corporations, you know, like McDonald's and things of that nature. And like he said, it's all going to come back on them. Then you also have the gentrification of these neighborhoods. When Jacob's trouble comes, it's going to be horrible for Jacob, but it's also going to be horrible for Esau. Because when the riots and all those things break out, these Edomites are too close to these neighborhoods where they're not really going to be welcome. They're going to find these pioneers, which really aren't pioneers. They're really marauding murderers. All right? Whenever you know, and that's pretty much that's pretty much how Edomites got America. They were marauding murderers, and they call themselves pioneers. You know, colonizers, if you will. Let's let it play.
Just like what happened with Jericho. We know that wall was built to protect them from everybody else. But at the moment of their destruction, it was the wall that killed them. It was their captivity in the wall that they built to keep them safe because they thought that they were greater than the God of your ancestors, Yah.
And that's the way the so-called white man thinks. All right? That's the way the so-called white man thinks, man. And that was actually a good analogy that he used. This is also how this dude, more and more, I truly believe this dude's an Israelite, man. He has that unction of righteousness, not just according to knowledge. All right?
Same way. We think we serve the God, the white God, which is greater than Yah, which is not true. And all
right, let's make it clear. Yah is an abbreviation of the name, which is Yahweh. Okay? Let's get that right and get that clear. It's not Yahweh, all right? It's not Yahshua. It's Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, all right? Who the world ignorantly calls God. It's not Jehovah, but it's Yahweh. And the son's name is not Jesus. It's Yahweh Shai.
These next months and years to come, my white Gentile family is going to find out that we have not obtained what we have obtained because God has necessarily given us America, but we have obtained these things out of shooting, killing, and destroying. And it was only...
Did I not just call them marauding murderers? Not pioneers, but marauding murderers. And they got these things because the Lord set them up to be a whooping stick to be punishment unto Jacob. All right, this is Daniel 4 and 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giving it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basest of men. So he took the lowest men, all right, that he created, the lowest men on the totem pole, and put them in charge of the earth. And look what happened.
Due to God's mercy for this season of the blessings upon the Gentiles that has allowed us not to reap the consequences of all of the destruction we have brought across the world, especially to the chosen people of the Most High, the true Israelite Hebrews, who are our black brothers and sisters that we enslaved that live here in the United States.
Now let's get it correct. They're just a part of it. It's also the so-called Latinos and Native Americans. The oldest Hebrew relics known to man that have been found to this day were found among them. And they followed Hebrew customs. They had the Passover, multiple wives. You know, they ate unleavened bread. They had sanctuary cities. They kept a lot of laws, and the oldest Torah was found among them, and the oldest form of Phoenician Hebrew found outside of the so-called Middle East was found here in America. Facts.
It has only been God's grace and mercy upon us that has not brought that harvest to us. But now that that season is over for my white evangelical Gentile family, that mercy and that grace is going to leave, and now we're going to reap everything we have sown.
Back to the opening
so
scripture.
I'm not alarmed, and no longer do I get frustrated when Congress or our government wants to do nothing to control the guns, because it is the gun that got us here. It is the gun that has kept us here. And when you remove the gun, our bark is gone, and our bite will have no power. So just be encouraged and know that we'll never remove the control of guns from the hands of white evangelical America, because it is the gun that...
And white evangelical America supports the nation, the state of Israel, which is a state of imposters. All right? Right evangelical Christians supposedly believe in Jesus. Imposter Jewish people in the land of Israel don't believe in Jesus. All right? They don't believe that the Savior has come yet. They only support them simply because they have pale flesh. It's simply to push white superiority, which is a fabricated lie. All right? And they used Darwinism and mixed it right in with the Bible. All right? So they took Ham, Shem, and Japheth and tried to align that with Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid. That's exactly what they did. And fabricated their own version and religion. All right. They took our book and wrote themselves in as the people of the Lord. All right. And said that we were the heathen. And now we're living in a time frame where all that is being exposed and the math doesn't add up. There's more holes in their story than in Swiss cheese.
Has got us here and kept us here. And we overlook that the weapons are not of this world, but yet we hold on to every weapon we can that is of this world, because we know we took and we know the truth.
Right. So what he's saying is that they took the world carnally while claiming to be Christians. So he mentioned Jericho. Jericho was taken very spiritually. The Lord gave Jericho over into the hands of Joshua and the Israelites through his power. All right. Esau used weapons. There's a book called that talks about, I still have yet to get it. I'm going to have to get it, but I think it's called Steel, Guns, and Germs. And that's pretty, you know, and through that violence that he used, being those marauding, murderous pioneers, you got to put that before the pioneer part. They got the world. Once again, back in Daniel 4:25, that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts in the field, and they shall make thee eat the grass of oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, which was the point of reading that scripture. the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he gave it unto Esau for a period of time. And now it's being revealed that Esau is not the people of the Lord, and he's taking power from them worldwide. Worldwide.
That you do reap what you sow. Just in our arrogance and in our whiteness, we never would believe that this God that we serve, which endorses white supremacy and has given us, we're civilized. And again, that is why President Trump can easily call these immigrants animals. And he can call those of you from Africa or Haiti shithole countries, because it was white people, the white Gentiles, the white fake Jews that brought civilization to all of these other wild nationalities.
Which is a complete and total lie. That's fabricated history. All right, and I love the fact that he referred to them as fake, because they are. This is Zechariah 9:6, and it reads, "And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines." All right, Ashdod is a port city in Tel Aviv, Israel. Okay, right there near where Pink City is. All right, so these are the people of the Lord, and they set up the biggest gay, parade and gay spot, making Tel Aviv the gay capital of the world, right in the Holy Land. That's not scriptural. That sort of thing wouldn't go on when the people of the Lord would return to the land. All right, and the fact that the world is finding out that who the real Israelites are. I had two different ladies on two different occasions. Yesterday and the day before, I had a Issacharite girl tell me that she was talking to another Mexican girl that told her that they were the real Jews. All right, and she had heard me say it before, but she heard it from someone else. And although the girl told her that she was a Jew, no, she's really from the tribe of Issachar. She's an Israelite. But that awakening is happening, and it's got these Edomites panicking, man. All right. So one last scripture in closing. I'm going to read the Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. All right. And this is it. It reads, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors." All right, because they made no account of our labors, of the inventions that we made. We really made America great with our labor, with our inventions, with our work. But what is Esau? He puts his name on everything and takes credit for it. All right. Verse 2. "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for." And a lot of these so-called white evangelical Christians are not sleeping well these days, especially those who are in the know, the elites, because they know that the waking of Israel spells the end of their reign, of their rulership here on earth. This is why they're so afraid. All right, and the whole world is going to be, is learning this. You cannot turn on the internet or go on YouTube or go on social media without being bombarded with Israelite information. And a good portion of that information is put up by so-called white people. All right, real ones, not confusion of face people like this one. All right, because I truly believe that this man is confusion of face. He's one of those scattered foreigners, which a lot of Israelites cannot receive or refuse to accept that truth, even though the Bible tells you so. Funny though, they'll accept the other way around. It doesn't matter if you're dark. If your father was white, you come out dark skinned, then you're still okay, which is retarded. That's madness. That's a tear. All right. Identity is through the father. And if the father is dark and the mother is pale like Dana here, and the child comes out looking like Dana, that's still the spirit, that's still an Israelite. So with that, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, and Abba Babal.